Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. Episode 495 of the Ping Pong Flix Show. Let's go to what happened. Third weekend of Birds of Prey. This is coming from Luis Fernando. Overseas, Birds of Prey grossed as estimated 10 million this weekend, dropping 56.5%, lifting its international cume to 101.2 million, allied to its 72.5 million domestic cume. Birds of Prey's global cume at the box office stands at 173.7 million, eyeing a 200 to 205 million final run globally. So that came down. The other week was like 220, and so it has come down quite a bit. So, which is disappointing, to say the least. We can update this number now. Let's say it's okay. Let's type it in here: 173,000,000. 173 million. So at this standing, it's got a gross profit-ish of 4 million, although industry says that the marketing was a little more, and so it actually supposed to hit about the $200 million range, right? So, not good. I mean, it's likely to possibly break less than even now, especially what industry is saying that it's supposed to be at 250 to break even. Rival Studio says it's supposed to be 300 million to break even. So, it's not going to even get close to that. So, unfortunately, that's not the case with the Birds of Prey, and that's not good overall for the DCEU at this point. So even at 200 million, oops, to add another zero in there. Yeah. So, I mean, this is just a best case scenario. If they're saying that this marketing was actually higher, then, this is not a good outlook. So, yeah, unfortunately, Birds of Prey seems not to be doing very well. Sonic did outpace it already, being the number one the movie of this weekend as well. Sonic the movie is being quite a hit. I don't know what went wrong. I have no idea. I mean, even the theaters, this is coming from exhibitor relations. For the record, folks, Harley Quinn Birds of Prey will lose more theaters in week number 3 than any previous DCU film. Negative 671, twice as many as the second highest, Suicide Squad, 331. Aquaman actually gained 59. Man of Steel lost 76 in the third weekend. Shazam lost 123 by the third weekend. Wonder Woman 147. BVS 154. Justice League 231. It's not good. I mean, it's losing the faith of the theaters. The theaters is losing faith in it. They're like, why are we reserving these theaters, empty air-conditioned theaters, when we could be opening that to other films that could potentially make money, like Sonic or Call of the Wild? That was a new one. And it's just losing faith in the faith of the theaters. And so, unfortunately, the theaters got to do what they got to do, and they got to pull a movie out. So, and that's unfortunate for this movie. It's not a bad film. I thought it was an entertaining film. I thought it was an okay film. I think the Harley Quinn animated series, which I got to finish last night, is by far 100% way better than this one, and it kind of shows you what rated R could do. If that Kaylee Cuoco voiced Harley Quinn animated show can go to the violent extreme, grotesque violent extremes, but also plop in that comedy and play it so well, like much more violent, like Family Guy. Much. If you haven't seen it yet, you gotta check it out. The story is actually quite compelling, especially towards the end, and the big climactic battle there. And I thought it worked really well. I thought it was a very well-made animated show, and I thought it took the R-rated to the point where it could really, really go, kind of like Deadpool. So, I don't know if that would have worked with this. Would have had made people go and watch it more, possibly. Maybe what more adults would have said, you know what? I think it's really catered to the adults, so we're gonna go check it out. And, or were they confused? Were like, was it a kids movie, but they can't take my kids because it's rated R? There's maybe there's something with that. I don't know. There's no toys involved in this, so little kids couldn't. Well, they couldn't go anyway, and they couldn't go pick up toys for this if they were really interested in this movie. And it's just the marketing just fell flat. They didn't know who they were marketing it to, and it became a detriment to the actual movie, which is sad to see that happen. It will probably do well in streaming. It will probably do well in home media when people able to get their hands on it. uh, and it does deserve everybody to check it out at least once. So Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey, not good, not looking good for the DCU as a whole. And I thought it would actually do well in the box office and actually more than break even. I had high hopes it would do more than break even, but it didn't. And I guess that's the way it is. So that it is with that Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey. I don't know how much this will be a detriment to the future movies. I don't think it would. I just think that Warner Brothers should really think about the release dates. They did the same thing with Shazam. A lot of people said Shazam, it was a Christmas movie. It should have been Christmas. I agree. I think it should have been a Christmas movie too. Birds of Prey, it could have been a Valentine's Day movie too. It could have done that. They should choose it better. Choose their dates better, market it better, figure out who they're marketing to, and go straight forward with that. And it's just I don't know what happened with this movie, and it clearly just fell off the boat here. And seeing that not many people in the actual company itself is pushing for it is kind of sad. So unfortunately, that it is with that. But Wonder Woman 1984 is coming out. The Suicide Squad is coming out, and Harley Quinn will reprise her role. I'm sorry, Margot Robbie. See, she is Harley Quinn. Margot Robbie's reprising her role as Harley Quinn for the Suicide Squad. And I thought this was an interesting story. Production for the Suicide Squad briefly shut down so James Gunn could say goodbye to his dying dog. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool that they let him do that. Would it hurt to let Zack Snyder take a break when his daughter died and not take over his film? I know, digs. But yeah, I mean, I feel bad. Sorry for the loss of his dog. I know how that feels. Lost two in my life, and it is quite hard. And it's kind of interesting that they were able to do it. But I think for the most part, I think he's almost done or pretty much done. And they really got to beef up that marketing. I'm interested to see if they shoot for the rated R. If they allow for the rated R, or are they going to go the other route and try to sell toys with the PG-13, or with rated R and still sell toys? You can still do that. It's fine. But yeah, I'm really eager to see what type of marketing they're going to push now. Or are they going to be like, well, Birds of Prey was like we're just going to send it out there. We didn't spend too much on it, so as long as we kind of break even during home entertainment, we don't really care. And if that's the case, then that's a really not a very proud, confident company if they thought that way. So I'm hoping for the best. I want them to succeed. I want DC to be strong, and so it really stems up to right now Wonder Woman 1984, which is the one movie that is coming out soon that I am definitely looking forward to. Patty Jenkins, Wonder Woman 1984. And after the Suicide Squad, Batman is still filming. Matt Reeves, the Batman. And I had my gripes about the costume, the suit. I still don't care for the legs and stuff. I do like this part. Don't care too much for this. Don't care too much for the Black Widow darts. It just doesn't ring out to me. At first, I didn't really care for the helmet, but looking at new shots of the helmet, I think this actually looks better. You can actually see the ears kind of, it's not just doing this. There's actually a curve that comes up around the head. And for some reason, this cowl looks much better. I don't know. It's because, I don't know if because you can actually see his eyes here or it's smaller or something, but it does definitely look kind of different. I mean, if it's the same, hey, that's interesting. The collar is much more extended here, much more like in like armor over here. Don't care for the pants, like I said, but that's how, that's the Batman for you, right? So it is what it is. And like they said, it's probably like a year zero costume. He may have multiple suits. Who knows? Well, we'll wait and see. But I thought this was interesting. So BatSource dug this up. This is Scott Kirkbride, the stunt double for Robert Pattinson's Batman. And I'm going to play you this little video. And I don't know if the music was copyrighted, but you can see some of that action here. And I got to say, that is some fantastic action. If the Batman can replicate this type of action scenes, this type of martial art, this quick type of ninja, judo, whatever type style action, I am ready for it. I like it. I dig it. It's awesome, right? I know all the camera work would never really look like this, but if the way he films his action that is farther out, not just so close, and you actually see them actually doing the hand-to-hand combat here, then I'm gonna dig it. I think it'd be a fantastic thing to see, and something that I didn't think, like I said before, didn't think they were gonna go through doing action scenes, right? I didn't think they were gonna do too much of that. I thought it was gonna be a detective noir, no tactical suit, but now it looks like they're gonna do action. They're gonna have a tactical suit enough for him and be mobile enough to do these types of fights, right? I mean, Ben Affleck's Batman the mobility was there as well, and Richard Citron was able to perform these type of action scenes as well, so it's no different. But at least it's faster than the Christopher Nolan Batmans, right? So, yeah, if it's anything like this, then I think that would be something you can get really excited for the Batman, the fight scenes in general. And we do know that, I think it's down here somewhere. We do know that Robert Pattinson did have some of that techniques, and he's trained for some of that as well. But for the most part, I think the stuntman will probably be doing Scott Kirkbride, this guy right here, will probably be doing a lot of the hand-to-hand held combat action scenes here. So, yeah, interesting stuff. So, anyway, that is it. That is it for this weekend, this third weekend wrap-up for Birds of Prey, and a little bit more from the Batman and, of course, the Suicide Squad. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.